Well, it's very rare for mountaineers to make multiple ascents of Mount Everest in a short time, but 52-year-old Rita Sherpa reached the peak yet again, and for the 30th time, as you saw. Rita had climbed the peak for the 29th time on May 12th. We brought you his story last week, and this week too, he is continuing to dominate headlines from the top of the world. Hello and welcome. You are watching Inside South Asia with me, Bhairavi Singh. Also on the show, as the Taliban projects a safe-to-travel image of Afghanistan, 3 Spanish tourists are killed. Is the Taliban's hold on the country unraveling? Next, we take a look at Nepal's shaky coalition politics. And as heatwave grips North India, is the monsoon headed on time? Let's get started. Well, less than a year after the Taliban retook power in Afghanistan after the US withdrawal, there has been a surge in terror activity in the country. A weakened security apparatus under the Taliban is giving rise to several groups operating out of the country. Just this week, there was a deadly attack on a tourist bus in Afghanistan's Bamiyan. The ISIS Khorasan took responsibility for the attack. The ISIS is a bitter rival of the Taliban and is only growing in strength. Should the West be worried of its potential outcomes? Here's our lead story.
Bamiyan, central Afghanistan. The ethereal landscape had hit world headlines in 2001 when the Taliban destroyed the over 120 feet tall Bamiyan Buddhas that stood in these enclosures. The move had shocked the world, highlighting the hardline Taliban regime. 23 years on, things have turned 180 degrees. Now back in charge of Afghanistan and eager to present a softer image, the Taliban runs the heritage site as a tourist attraction, earning precious revenue from it. So when terrorists attack a tourist bus here, killing 3 Spaniards and 3 Afghans, injuring an Australian, a Norwegian, a Latvian, among others, there's a message. In this first attack on foreign tourists since the Taliban returned in 2021, the Islamic State-Khorasan stated that it is still a force to reckon with in Afghanistan and that it will ensure that normalcy does not return.
While condemning this barbaric act, the Ministry of Interior assures that it will actively investigate this incident, arrest the perpetrators and hand them over to the law. It should be mentioned that based on the investigation so far, the police have arrested 7 people under the suspicion of taking part in this incident.
Nearly 3 years into Taliban 2.0, there's some sense that Afghanistan is looking at governance and administration. Tourism has been one focus area, with a directed effort to raise the numbers. In 2021, there were 691 foreign tourists. In 2022, that figure rose to 2,300, and last year it topped 7,000. Which explains why the ISK attacked foreign tourists. Since 2021, the Islamic State group's affiliate in Afghanistan is a major Taliban rival, and its terrorists have attacked schools, hospitals, mosques and minority Shiite areas throughout the country. ISK has claimed responsibility for more than a dozen attacks since 2021, killing and injuring at least 700 people. Challenging and eroding the Taliban's authority has been a decided mission. The enmity runs deep.
This is Taliban 2.0, and this is some civilized group that we're working with, and they denounce terrorism in all its forms when they don't. The message that they may be sending to them, I mean, this is the propaganda message that don't work with foreigners, don't work with Westerners, and don't work with their Shia interpreters. That's the message. And that's kind of along the ISIS line. Split it along religious sects, hitting Western targets.
The number of people killed had come down over the last year. But the latest attack suggests the war is far from over. It's yet another facet of Afghanistan's many persisting woes.
And while the summer heat is back, temperatures are rising well beyond 45 degrees already, and severe conditions are likely to prevail for most of North India, taking a toll on crops, public health and life in general. Take a look.
Daytime temperatures into the mid-40s. Searing hot desert winds. Unrelenting ferocity of the blazing sun. The mercury climbed past the 45 mark several times over the last week in the Indian capital.
We can't bear the heat. It's very high temperature.
The heat is so harsh here that when the wind comes, it feels like someone is slapping your face.
Due to the heat, the poor face a lot of problems. It is very hot outside, especially this year.
Delhi is used to high summer temperatures. It's the growing length of the heat wave each year that's hitting hard. 7 to 10 heat wave days have been forecast for this month, compared to the usual 2 to 3 days. The capital, indeed all of North India, have been in the grip of it this last week. Red alert was issued for Delhi, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, parts of western Uttar Pradesh from the 20th through to the 25th. To blame, fewer non-monsoon thunder showers and an active but weakening El Nino. Hot westerly winds blowing in from Pakistan also contributed to the heat. And the bigger picture of climate change. The weatherman warns there are more spells like this to come this season.
This is maybe the first episode of the season when we have widespread heat wave conditions over northwest India, mainly because there is a lack of strong western disturbances which generally bring cloud cover and fall in day temperatures. So currently Delhi reported up to 46.3 in our observatory in Ayanagar and 47.1 at Najafgarh Automatic Weather Station. So similar temperatures are persisting throughout northwest India.
It's not much better in neighbouring Pakistan. Punjab and Sindh are worst hit by the heat wave here. Notable also are geographical features that extend to both nations, the Thar Desert for example. Sindh is forecast to hit 50 degrees. The impact is heavier due to infrastructure and energy shortcomings.
According to prevailing weather conditions, the temperature in Lahore is around 43 degrees centigrade, and today the temperature is between 44 to 44.5 degrees centigrade. In the coming days, the temperature in Lahore can go up to 45 or 46 degrees centigrade.
In Kerala, in South India, it swings the other way. Here, Kozhikode and Wayanad got severe rains. The Met Office has issued strong rainfall warnings. Both districts are under orange alerts. Red alerts have been issued for Idukki, Palakkad and Pathanamthitta. Perhaps the most awaited event of India's weather calendar, the southwest monsoon, is slated to make landfall on the 31st of May. Ultimately, that's all that matters. For agriculture, for the economy and for life.
Well, Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal will continue to lead a shaky coalition after winning his fourth vote of confidence in 2 years. Just what exactly is fueling these disruptions and why can't Prachanda hold on to his coalition partners? As he stitches up yet another precarious alliance, we look into Nepal's ever-changing political landscape. Nepal's Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has survived yet another vote of confidence after a minor coalition partner withdrew support. Dahal, however, sailed through the vote, winning votes of 157 of the 272 members. Pushpakamal Dahal, better known as Prachanda, has struggled to keep his coalition together since becoming Prime Minister in December 2022, following an inconclusive election. Prachanda won a vote of confidence on Monday amid protests by the opposition demanding a parliamentary probe into corruption allegations against the Home Minister. This was the fourth vote of confidence Prachanda has faced in 18 months since he took office. The opposition Nepali Congress abstained from voting. In total, 158 lawmakers took part in the voting. The session has been in uproar against the Deputy Prime Minister and the Home Minister, Rabi Lamichhane, for alleged misappropriation of cooperative funds. Pushpakamal Dahal formed a coalition cabinet in March with the support of the Liberal Communist Unified Marxist-Leninist Party and several smaller parties. The vote comes days after the junior coalition partner, Janta Samajwadi Party, withdrew its support. Dahal, however, won 157 votes, exceeding the minimum 138 required in the 275-member parliament in Monday's voting, in which the entire opposition except one member did not participate.
सम्माननीय प्रधानमन्त्री पुष्पकमल दाहाल प्रचण्डले प्रतिनिधि सभाबाट विश्वासको मत प्राप्त गर्न राख्नु भएको प्रस्ताव बहुमतले पारित भएको घोषणा गर्दछु.
Prachanda is serving a third term as Prime Minister, although he did not complete the full 5-year term during the previous stints. Last year, Prachanda faced a floor test after the former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli led CPN-UML withdrew its support following a rift over the backing of the main opposition party's candidate for the presidential poll. Nepal has had 13 governments since it abolished its 239-year-old monarchy in 2008 and became a republic. Dahal took office as the head of the coalition government in 2022. He has had different coalition partners since. The recent upheavals in Nepal's coalition government signal that its political landscape will continue to be unstable until the next elections. And the discontent among the citizens is palpable. And while the mystery over the death of a Bangladeshi MP, Anwarul Azim Anar, is only deepening, the Kolkata Police's forensic team says they have gathered samples from a car discovered near the scene of the MP's murder. The probe has now been taken over by West Bengal's Crime Investigation Department. As of now, there have been no arrests and no motive has been assigned either. India says that the two countries are working closely to unravel the killing. Now, according to the CID, a friend of the deceased MP had paid $600,000 to kill the Bangladeshi parliamentarian. Bangladesh's ruling party MP, Anwarul, had reportedly reached India on a medical visit on 12th of May. On the 19th of May, the Awami League leader's family members approached the Dhaka Metropolitan Police for help in finding him. The detective branch said the MP, Azim, entered India through the Darshan Geet border on the 12th of May and was staying with a friend called Gopal. Geet is the last railway station on the Indian side of the Bangladesh-India border. He reportedly left the house after breakfast and the next day did not return. The Dhaka Metropolitan Police then contacted the Indian authorities to locate him. The Bangladesh Home Minister has now claimed the missing lawmaker's murder was pre-planned. He said 3 people have been arrested. None of those are Indians, however. All right, that's a wrap on Inside South Asia. But before we go, we leave you with visuals of the Sita Amman Temple in Sri Lanka, showcasing India and Sri Lanka's close cultural ties. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.